Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it's so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
Alrighty, welcome into a Tuesday edition of the JP Peterson Show. So glad to have you with us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, FanStreamSports.com. We are your independent sports voice of Tampa Bay, and we love you guys so much for joining us. And already in the comments, sorry we're late. It's all Tim's fault. He doesn't work enough.
Always. Oh.
Yeah, he's just a lazy son of a bitch.
Clearly.
Yeah, that's the that's the problem.
Heard that before.
Actually, we got into a little conversation of me extolling you to stop working so much. So
You did.
Everybody send Tim money. Not that he needs the money. He just needs to work less. He's killing himself. So we don't want you to die.
Need somebody to buy me drinks.
Let's buy Gerber. Let's just blame Gerber. Come on. Let's hire some
Gerber's
people. Let's
fault.
go. Gerber's fault. Lots to get to this morning. We've got Rays stadium news. Not really news for us, but news for a lot of people. And I'm always kind of interested how these things break in some of our news outlets here. And I'm like, yeah, we've been talking about that for a couple months here. But anyway, love to have you guys jump in and catch up. Is there something weird going on with the show?
Yes, I believe so. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Everything's flipping back and forth on the screen.
Can you see me?
Are you doing that?
No. Can you see me?
Yeah. No, I can't see you. I can hear you, but I can't see you. What do you guys see out there? Can you hear? Can you see?
I'm going to pop out and pop back in. I'll be right back.
Because we all, you guys don't know this, but in StreamYard, this program that we use, a lot of times what we see here is not what you see there or here. So our audience, so we kind of rely on you guys, and sometimes it'll depend on where you're watching. If you're watching it on YouTube or you're watching it somewhere else, you'll get a different feed. Sorcery. I don't know how the hell it works, but sometimes, most of the time it does work. Sometimes it doesn't. And this is one of those times it's kind of weird.
Technology wins again.
Technology. You're back, but I'm not. I don't see me.
Oh, I see you.
I don't see you. Nathan says he sees and hears me. Tampa guy says you've lost weight. So there's something distorted in the picture, clearly.
It's all the cocaine.
Somebody says, Tom Casper says Mint Mobile. No, we've got the highest internet speeds you could possibly get, folks.
Dude, I have 2 gig here in my studio.
All right. Should I pop out and come back in?
I see you fine. I don't see I have any issue with you.
I don't see me up in the show. Do you guys see me? It's best we don't see Tim, says Sergio.
That's true, Sergio. I agree with you.
Oh, God. Tim popped in, then he's gone. JS says that StreamYard's been effed for months.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's
so those that don't know, behind the scenes, StreamYard got bought out by another company.
Oh, did they? I did not know that.
And
they're effing it all up.
Yeah, I've been having technology issues with it ever since.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to jump out and come back in because I can't see myself, but everybody else sees me. So maybe I don't care. You can see me.
Yeah. So I'm looking at a stream right now on the TV.
Right.
And I see you and I don't see me. So that's what everybody else is saying.
Holy shit. Really?
All
right. All right. Let me jump out and I'll come back in. Regale the folks of your wonderful
all right. Yeah.
Last night. All right,
no, I will.
I'll be right back. Stand by. But might make it worse. Who knows?
Yeah, you probably will because nobody can see me. All right. So boys and girls, Jay, we're obviously dealing with technical issues here. I thought AOL online dial-up was pretty good, but apparently it's failing me right now. Nathan Elliott. By the way, I still have an AOL email. Is that bad? I still use an AOL email as my primary personal email. Is that a thing? No, I brought JP back.
I'm back. I can see me and I can see you.
Okay, now I can see you on the screen and you can see me too.
All right, you guys can see everybody. Yeah, I disappeared for a second, Bantry. So all right, let's just continue on
the TV.
we'll continue on like all good now. All right, thank you guys. We appreciate that. We did that together. You know, and it does take a village sometimes.
See, look, here's what I see on my end up here. See, I've got us up there, JP.
Fab. Looks fab.
So I can see what the people are seeing.
All right, we're good to go then. All right, all this shenanigans is over. And my other computer and now it all went out again. The F is going on. Did you do that?
I did nothing. I don't know what's happening. Let's just pretend everything's fine and do a freaking show.
I think somebody hacked in and is just like effing with us. Is that it? So, because I see two
both again.
Okay, I see two of yours. All right, this is ridiculous. All right, let's just get to it. All right, Lightning last night get another big win, 5-1 over the Flyers, and unfortunately, Brayden Point goes down with a knee injury, and it did not look good, folks. It did not look good. It looked like one of those kind of MCL, maybe even ACL, where you've seen it many times where someone falls on the knee from the side, and it immediately Pointer grabbed his knee. Yeah. It did not look good. He could not skate off the ice, could not put any weight on it. Really, really bad. So we don't know. He's going to go to Pittsburgh with the team. They play tonight in Pittsburgh to tie the franchise record for 11 straight wins. How about that? That would be really cool. And they've just been on a freaking heater. They played 2 straight games in Philadelphia and outscored them 12-3 in 2 games. Is that good? I think it's pretty good. They've won 10 in a row. Kucherov continues to just light it up. And it's fun to watch. Really, really fun to watch the way they're playing. I don't know if I talked about this yesterday, but we'll bring it up again. I spoke with someone inside the Lightning organization at length this past weekend, and talking about the start of the season and what the coaching staff was going through. And it was funny because they were like, they just didn't know either. They were kind of like, it's kind of like us. We were all like, did we suddenly get old and slow? Yeah. Did this team did it age overnight? And it's funny, they even think that the coaching staff was kind of thinking the same, and they're looking for, I don't think they thought about that very seriously, but you never know. It's like, what the hell is going on here? And of course, they're getting a lot of bad bounces, and things were not going their way, and that happens in hockey. And then it flips around, and you win 10 in a row, and you get some of the bounces like they did last night and have throughout this, but they're just playing really, really good hockey. And you know what it came down to, especially when they started getting injuries to Hedman and McDonough and Chernak, is a lot of these young kids came up, and the message was just, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple, take all the risk out of our game, and kind of see what happens. Because with so much offensive talent, and especially with someone as magical as Kucherov on the ice, if you don't give away goals, you got a pretty good chance to win. And I know everyone wants to find, this incredibly complicated solution and tactical X's and O's and things that went on and how they changed things around, and magically now they're kicking ass. Sometimes it's just as simple as, hey guys, let's just keep it simple. And you don't try to trick stuff up and come up with different combinations that are going to, we're suddenly down a bunch of guys. We got to panic and we got to change everything. No, it was very much, let's stick with the system and play very simple hockey, keep it simple, counterattack when we can, and play good special teams, and we'll see what happens. And that's exactly what they've done. And these young kids have come up and been very simple about their approach, not taking a lot of risk, and allowing the offensive firepower in this team to take advantage of the situations when they get them. And that breeds a lot of success. And they're not giving up a lot of goals. They're getting tremendous goaltending from Vasilevsky and Johansson. Johansson was fantastic last night. He was really, really good. And you're giving Vasi a chance to rest. Johansson's played a lot this year, and he's really been good. And the guys in front of him have not allowed a lot of high danger situations. And when they do, the goalies have been there to back them up. And of course, the scoring is the scoring, and they're getting it from a lot of different places now. Holmberg got it started last night. Gensel gets a goal where it's just he and Cirelli in front of the net. Go to the net. Traffic in front of the net. Simple stuff, right? Last night, Chernak shoots one towards the net, and Gensel's there. He's got some inside position, and he kind of stuck his thigh out and directed it into the goal, which is legal. You can't do it with your skate, but you can do it with your thigh. And he kind of knocked it off his thigh pad and into the goal. But that comes from what? Being in front of the net, getting that net front traffic. So simple stuff. Pointer got his goal right as he got hurt, and that was, a product of going to the net, picking up the loose change, power play goal. So they're just doing a lot of, they're doing the simple stuff and getting the dirty goals, and then of course you'll have 3 or 4 great opportunities a night, if not more, that are grade A chances because of Kucherov's magic and what he brings to the table. And it all equals a team that's just playing really, really good hockey right now, and it's fun to watch. So they'll go for 11 in a row to tie the franchise record tonight at Pittsburgh, obviously without Brayden Point. So what does this look like if it's an extended absence? Well, you've got 4 months to the playoffs. Obviously, if it's an ACL, he ain't coming back. If it's a minor MCL sprain or a mid-level sprain, you have an opportunity to probably get some surgery and maybe get back by that time. That would be close. So can the Lightning do it without him? Someone's going to have to step up. Is that, one of the forwards that they have at Syracuse, like a Connor Geekie that hasn't, you're looking to get those top 6 minutes. Geekie has not, he's not a third or fourth line guy. He's a higher level scorer, obviously needs still to be developed at 21 years old, but he's a high, 8th overall pick in the draft. He's got a lot of skills, but he's not a guy that's going to thrive on the third or fourth line. That's why he's in Syracuse working on his game. And is this a time where he steps up? Now, he's not going to be Pointer. It's not what I'm saying, but is he a guy that can give you, 10 to 12, 15 goals in the next 4 months and take you into the playoffs and really develop his game? I don't know, but he may get that opportunity. Gage Gonsalves has been playing some top 6 minutes. They have some options here. None of them are Brayden Point. It's not a good thing. But how do is it a season ender? I've seen people on Twitter like Pointer's not coming back, season over for the Lightning. I don't think we're going there. If he can't play, and listen, there have been times when he hasn't played in the playoffs, and the Lightning have not been great in those situations. Let's just be honest. So it's a setback. We'll see how much it is to watch. We'll see how much it is. It's going to hamper them, but I'm certainly not throwing in the towel for the season, and we don't even know how bad the injury is yet. So we'll kind of chill on that.
And sometimes you'll see these things that look really, really bad on camera, right? Like,
right,
you're positive this guy's out for the season, and it ends up being a sprain.
Yeah,
so cross your fingers. Think the good thought for Brayden. Once again, my freaking favorite Tampa Bay Lightning player has to go down. So it's, maybe it's me, JP. Ever since I picked him to be my favorite, Lightning player, it's like
he's been cursed.
He's had the worst luck, man. He's had the worst luck.
We call it in the Tejas area there of Texas, the curse of the Hamm.
Yes,
that's what that's what Orestes would call it. The curse of the Hamm.
All right, I have curses. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, you do. So stop it. All right, next topic, Rays baseball. Okay, so yesterday, the Tampa Bay Business Journal comes out with a big story. Oh, the HEC is going to have a vote on the 20th to approve the sale of the parcel. And we've been talking about this for probably a couple of months now, and we reported last week that employees are being told that the parcel has been sold. So and obviously
fire everybody.
Last week, that's not happening. Last week, the Rays hired a former airport executive, Joe Palumbo, I believe his name is. And so, what does that tell you as a consultant?
Watch his TV show in the 70s. That was
it's fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. Trench coat was amazing.
Yeah.
So, did I love that show? Oh, I would watch that show all the time. Peter Falk. Columbo, not Palumbo, but Columbo.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, little mystery. Do
you know that they never said what his first name was on the show? As we sidetrack here,
they never did.
They never revealed what his first name was on the show in the entire run of the show.
And he never had a personal life either, right? He never had a love interest.
Nope.
He had like a secretary that like ran his. Maybe she was the love interest. I don't know.
I know exactly how he feels.
Yeah.
Not gonna
wasn't
lie.
chasing after 22-year-old girls.
We
I
don't
remember
know that. We
part.
just never
Well,
saw
that
it on
would have been a
camera.
plot twist I would have enjoyed, to be frank.
Back then, that was acceptable. The 70s.
Again, off the rails. What the fuck were we talking about? The Rays. Oh, the Rays. So they hired an airport executive. So clearly that's, because there's an airport nearby and you'll have to deal with that. Oh, so this is the plot. Oh, well done, Hamon. This gives you all the money shots you need to see right here. Sorry for you guys not watching on the podcast. So we have an aerial shot of the Raymond James HCC area here. And you see Raymond James Stadium there in the middle. There you go, full screen. And so to the left of that, screen left, is HCC. And you'll see there's a cluster of buildings in the middle. The white roof building, I guess, is one of the new ones that they may keep. Most of it is parking lot. As you can see, there's a Steinbrenner Field up to the right, which is not part of the parcel, obviously. But the rest of that to the left, it's kind of an L-shaped. And even the empty lots that you see at the bottom there, which are next to the runway, I think they bought parcels of those as well. So there's going to be obviously issues with some height restrictions in some areas, but not where they're going to build the stadium, because clearly you have a stadium next door that is just as high, so you don't have issues there. So basically, this is as you can see, it's pretty shovel ready. It's not like it's congested area. It's a lot of parking lot, and I think that's one of the big keys to it. Now, obviously, there's Dale Mabry right there, and even though there's no major, you don't see any major highways right here. Obviously, a quarter mile to the south is 275. To the west is the airport, and then the Veterans Expressway there. All we know is this. We've been going to this site for 50 years now to watch football games and putting 65,000 people in there. Now, to be fair, baseball games is a more concentrated time of arrival. Obviously, with football games, a lot of people come to tailgate. It's on the weekends. It's a bigger time frame where people are coming in and out. Whereas on weekday games, you're going to have more of a congestion of traffic.
It's a day-long event most times.
Right.
Yeah.
So for baseball games, you're coming from work, blah, blah, blah. So it's a little different. Now, listen, if you're going to have a sports complex here, which clearly you are, I would think that you're going to add some type of mass transit here. And there's been talk of a rail line, a light rail going from downtown Tampa, kind of where the Bright line is going to come in, and out to the airport, which obviously would go right down, I would say, clearly near 275. And you might want to include, obviously, a stop for the sports complex. So that if there was some light rail traveling through South Tampa that would bring you to the sports complex, I think that's kind of a no-brainer. And I think that would be included in the long-term plan, which is great. That solves a lot of parking problems. I mean, if you can get on everybody, have access to those stops, that's going to really, really dramatically help. And then, coming from the west side as well, from the West Shore area, if you continue, the light rail down to that, I mean, God forbid we actually take it over the Howard Franklin Bridge and bring into Pinellas County. Wow, what a great idea that would be. If we could possibly do that. But again, with a central location in Tampa, this brings in a lot of, obviously you can Uber to the game if you live in South Tampa. You don't necessarily have to park. Obviously extend trolley service, which I think would be another great idea. Buses, scooters. There's a lot of different ways you can get to this particular area. And there's a lot of plans in and around this area. Obviously, the quote bike lanes that they've been working on for a long time. So I think I wouldn't worry. I mean, there's always going to be traffic. You're going to a sporting event, folks. There's going to be traffic. There's going to be parking issues, but for Bucs games, that's not an issue. Look at all the parking there. And I see people saying, oh, my God, what about Bucs games, Rays game? Folks, come on now. We're big boys now. We had a little bit of that last year, and you changed the game times. You moved the game times around. It's not that hard. All right, you have the Bucs game during the day, Rays game moves to the night. Not a big deal. If you have overlaps, and there'll be very few overlaps, you can, obviously with scheduling, you can figure that out. This is done everywhere. Philly has a sports complex, Kansas City has a sports complex. A lot of different places have this. So let's not freak out. Oh, what about the Bucs game? First of all, there's only 10 of them a year, and we can figure out the scheduling. So let's not freak out about that. All in all, look, is it the perfect spot? Would I have rather it been iconic down on the water? Yes. I'm not going to lie to you. It would be a better in Ybor City where there's more, obviously parking may have been an issue, although it's not that far from Amalie Arena. It's more congested down there. That's an issue. So this is better for all that egress and, in and out. And I do think that they might do some infrastructure it's not that far from the interstate to add. If you're going to have a sports complex, why just do a little flyover down Dale Mabry there, or something down maybe Hines that will get you right into the sports complex area, a 3 or 4 lane flyover. That might be something, some infrastructure, since you have a sports complex now. It's not just for one thing. So I think it works on a logistic level so many ways. Let's not let perfect be the enemy of pretty damn good. I think and the fact that, we can get this done and we can create taxing districts in that particular area that are going to allow us to do this and pay as we go, which makes it more palatable politically to use public money. It's a Battery, Cobb County, Atlanta Braves model, which I think is fantastic. I just, all in all, I'm ready to get it done. And this looks like it's shovel ready and ready to go, and they can get it done by 2029. I don't know what's not to like. We can nitpick. Well, what do you guys think? I think this is, let's get the effing thing done and have a beautiful
lease up at the top
28.
28.
But they can extend it if by chance this, they have delays or whatever, they just stay in the trop one more year. It's not a big deal.
Well, I was thinking the opposite. There's no reason it takes you 3 years to build a freaking baseball stadium.
Well, it ain't going to be done before 29.
Should be.
No, that's not going
to. They can have that thing done in 14 months if they know what they're doing.
How long did it take to build the one in Texas?
We build freaking stadiums here in Dallas like they're Starbucks, all right? If it takes 3 years to build a freaking baseball stadium.
Listen, I'm not going to push to 28. 29 will be fine. It will be fine. Let's not get crazy.
You waited this long, right?
Right. Let's get it done. Let's get it done right. And, I don't think, could there have been better spots? Sure. But we need to get it done. And, a beautiful translucent roof stadium right there. As you fly in, you'll see this sports complex would be pretty iconic, I think. You can use, both areas there, both stadiums to enhance major events like, for Super Bowls and whatnot. If you're in national championship games, you can sell tickets in the other stadium, have watch parties, have tailgate parties all the way. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Concert venue, World
Drone
Baseball
tarp.
Classic. Yeah. I mean, tons of stuff. What'd you say?
Drone tarp.
Drone tarp. Yeah, drone tarp. Absolutely.
Needs to be an open air stadium too, by the way.
No, it's not going to be. It's going to be. They're going to have a roof on it. No, that's
baseball.
not going to happen. No. No. I just hope it has real grass, and a closed stadium with real grass.
They can't. That's impossible.
No, they do it all the time.
They tried that at the Astrodome. Remember, it didn't work.
No.
with the translucent ceiling tiles.
They had a concrete roof. What are you talking about?
No, that was the plan when they built it. They first put natural grass in the Astrodome because it had translucent roof panels. It wasn't all concrete. Yeah, it was translucent. All of it except for the part over the diamond. So the part that the outfielders were looking at was translucent. And they tried that. The thought was they were going to be able to grow grass in it. And obviously the grass died immediately. And that's why they had to invent AstroTurf super fast, which was basically carpet.
But we can get it
started. It started with grass.
Well, like in Arizona, Glendale, they
roll it in and out.
Roll it in and out.
Las Vegas too.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
If you know what you want, grass, open air stadium.
JS813 says Stu was 0 for 4 in stadium deals. Zalupski, the deal done in 6 months. It's not done yet. They haven't financed it yet. But they had a meeting this week with Hillsborough County, and they wouldn't be going through all this if they didn't think they could get the deal done, folks. So I really honestly believe this will get done. And what's interesting, and by the way, the land it'll be a land swap type deal. So as we mentioned many times, one of the positives about this is they won't have to pay for the land. One of the reasons they chose this group, Major League Baseball, is because of their political connections in Tallahassee and Hillsborough County. And the state is going to be a big player in this. They're going to, giving them 110 acres for free basically is a pretty damn good perk. And I think a great use of it. I mean, what they're using it for now for Hillsborough College is fine, but they have 5 other campuses. So they can move operations to those other places. And I think they're going to have a small satellite campus remain there. That was part of the talk. The new buildings that they built will still remain. So that'll be, another anchor tenant, which is nice to have. So I think it just works out in a lot of different ways. And the big part is with this real estate boom that we have going on now, this is why they wanted such a wide, one of the things the Braves did that wrong, I won't say wrong, but they wish they would have done differently is had more acreage, to build more, to make more money. And so they told the Rays this. And so they weren't going to make that mistake, which is why they went to the 110-acre plan instead of the smaller plots in Ybor City and downtown, because those smaller plots don't allow for more condos, for more retail, for more residential, which is where the big play is here. Because, if you haven't noticed, they're selling condos here in Tampa for, $3, $4, $5, $6 million for 3, 4, 5 bedroom condos. So you build some condo towers, you make a lot of money. So it's a real estate play. It's always has been. Zalupski's a developer. Mr. Cosgrove is a financer of developments in home mortgage. So home union mortgage. So look, it's all there. You have all the players and everything is there. Now we need responsible participation from the public, Hillsborough County, to step up and do whatever they're going to do. And again, this is not going to be a check written for property taxes. So it's going to be different. Yeah. Stu 0 for 4 in stadium deals. Because what? It's always been about Stu. Stu was always the problem. We've been telling you this.
Over the course of like 20 years, right? How long did he own the team? 20 years, right?
20 years. Yeah.
That's a horrible record.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you don't want to pay for everything and you want everybody else to pay for it. They typically say, yeah, no. So when you have a group that wants to work with you in conjunction with you and be a partner, a public-private partnership, then that tends to work much better. As we've said for many, many years. It took way too long for us to get to this point, but we're here now.
Incredible.
Yeah. As Steven Soper said, Stu sucked. Now that his ass is gone, maybe we will win a World Series. Well, and that's the second part of this. When will the increased payroll come? And I think in the beginning, I wanted it, we were all hoping, they're going to come in and maybe, we were kind of given the idea that there'll be a small increase and it'll increase incrementally. And I think that's what you'll see. But, anybody who said, we're not going to have a $200 million payroll this year, though, that's the same as Stu. Think about this. They got a stadium deal to get done, right? Strike is looming, all right? Now they have to build a regional television network because FanDuel is gone. Mm-hmm. So now they're going to have to go out, and this is not rocket science, but they have to go out and do what the Lightning did. And there's a great opportunity here, by the way. Building a local, the Rays have, Jim Williams wrote a great article on this. I'm going to repost that on my socials today. He's been in this business. He built these regional sports networks from the 70s to the 80s and 90s. Nobody knows more about it than Jim Williams. And he's explaining how the Lightning did it. They have affiliates in Orlando, affiliates in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Pensacola. All these areas belong to the Rays. They're, the Marlins have West Palm, Broward County, Dade County, Fort Myers. That's their area. The Rays have the rights to the rest of the state. So you're going to build this local station network, perhaps Channel 44 here, Scripps, Channel 66 here. The one that's doing the Lightning games probably would be the best partner because people are already going there for Rays games. And you have another station in Channel 28 that they, if there's a dupe there, one of them can put the other game on because they're the highest rated things in Tampa Bay. Lightning games, Rays games, especially Rays are the highest rated cable show almost every single night in Tampa Bay. So you replicate this all over the state in terms of local stations, and you can, put together a really nice network. They did it on Channel 44 last year, and The response was tremendous. The ratings were fantastic. The sales were even better, and that's what's important. They're selling 30-second spots for $1,500, which is a really good get in this. And you think of the inventory you have in a baseball game. So you're looking into the tens of millions of dollars in local revenue just here. Now you go to every other market, big markets in Orlando, Jacksonville. Now, obviously, the ratings aren't going to be as big, but there's money to be made. And when you have all these different markets, but again, this is something else that is on their plate now that they have to build and do. It's highly work intensive and it takes time. So they're dealing with that. They got to redo their TV network. They got to build a stadium. They got a strike looming. What else? The Wander Franco thing is still hanging out there. That might be on their sheet.
God, how is that still the thing?
Yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot going on here. So let's be patient, and it's going to take some time. In the meantime, just go spend another $10, $15 million on a power hitting outfielder, and I think you got a really good squad for this year that can compete. I think we're just one bat away. So,
well, and look, they just bought the team. All right, they have a plan. All right, that plan may not include doubling the payroll immediately. All right, there are other things on the table that they need to worry about, but I have all the confidence that it'll happen in its right time. Like it won't. You probably won't notice it in 2026. Probably won't see a lot of changes.
Right.
Maybe a little bit, but not a lot. Don't get discouraged. There's usually a plan for these things. All right, you kind of just ramp it up. You can't do it immediately. So it's all you can hope for.
All right. So everybody's waiting for what? The renderings. Yeah. So I'm gonna reach out and see if I can't get some sneak peeks and bring them to you, Petermans. So we'll see. Stay tuned, as they say. All right. So let's take a break.
Real quick, JP, before we take a break, because I'm nothing if I'm not a man of the people.
You are the people.
I need to address some guys talking Columbo talk here in the chat. As JS Guy and Louis Flash both said Frank was his first name, right?
That's true. Yeah.
And they are correct. Thomas Casper said it too, because here's the deal. There was one episode when he flashes his badge in his little wallet, right? And it's on camera. And those who are quick with a pause can see it says Frank Columbo on the badge and on the ID, right? That's the only time that ever happened. That's the only time we ever saw Frank. They never, ever, ever referred to him as Frank or Frank Columbo in the episodes. It was always Columbo or Lieutenant Columbo. So they are correct. I just wanted to clarify that and throw some props out there for those guys.
And so for you, those of you who don't know, these were brilliantly executed hour-long murder mysteries. And Columbo would come in there, and he had this, he always wore his trench coat, and he had a cigar, and he's always unshaven. And he'd come on there, and did you see anything at this particular time? Did you? Okay, thank you. And then you start walking away, and one more thing. He'd come back.
Oh, that was my favorite. Excuse me. There's just one more thing. And that's when he threw the curveball, right?
Right.
And that's when you were screwed. If you heard from Columbo, there was just one more thing,
you were done.
You were screwed. Yeah.
He figured it out. That was the key that, he figured it out. And you, through the whole episode, you're kind of, it's him. Oh, it's her. No, he did it. And we all learned this exercise on like how to find out who was it. It's usually somebody, in the early on where it gets a cutaway shot of a guy stacking a box in the back. And that's the guy. That's the guy. That's going to be the one. But you couldn't turn away, right? You had to figure out, you had to get to the end to see who done it. And we had, there were a whole bunch of these type of shows. Mannix was one. Columbo.
Barnaby Jones.
Who was the old lady? I never really got into that one. She did one of those. And
talking about Murder, She Wrote?
Yeah, Murder, She Wrote. Right. Who was the other one that lived in the old trailer down by on Malibu Beach? Rockford Files. Yeah, Rockford Files. Yeah, same. Yeah.
This is Jim Rockford in the tone. Leave your name and number. I'll get back to you.
Just tremendous shows.
He started every episode with a funny voicemail on his answering machine that was different every time.
Right. So, these are on TV Land. There's a local station here that runs that. Who does TV Land? MOR TV, who I work for. Duh. So they have a separate, what's TV Land? They show all those old great 60s and 70s shows. That look him up. You'll like it. You'll like it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I think you'll like him.
How about
all
this right here? There he is.
There he is. You know, I don't remember him that clean shaven, and he looks somewhat handsome in that.
That's probably a publicity shot for the show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But he was always a little disheveled and not,
Yeah.
it wasn't clean shaven. He looked like he probably smelled really bad to me all the time.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah. Had dandruff all over his coat. Yeah.
And what's funny is at the time I'm watching these as a kid in the 70s, he looked like he was so freaking old. Like the dude looked like he was just in his 80s to me at the time. He was like in his 40s, JP, when he made that show. Yes.
Yeah. Well, he looks at 40s in there. Yeah.
God, so crazy, man.
Cannon was
one. Yeah. William Conrad.
Cannon. Kojak. Telly Savalas, who loves you, baby.
Love me some Kojak.
Who loves
Mannix
you,
was
baby?
one of my favorites. You mentioned Mannix.
Yeah.
That was one of my
Mannix,
favorites.
yeah, was a great one. Oh, yeah.
Barnaby Jones.
Good TV. And the, of course, Ironside.
I still watch Ironside every day, JP. It comes on at 11 a.m.
Raymond Burr.
right after the show's over, and it's on my TV every morning. I get 2 episodes of Ironside back to back on my local channel 27. It's great.
A wheelchair public prosecutor.
Yeah.
Watch out for Ironside.
He was the prosecutor, or no, he was the defendant in Perry Mason. In Ironside, he was the chief of detectives that got shot in the first episode, and then he just turned into a consultant. And he had his own little private team. They would work on things. Did you know on Ironside? Do you remember this? Like in 2011, they tried to reboot it. NBC tried to reboot it with a new Ironside series with Blair Underwood as Ironside, the black actor.
Yeah,
the black actor, as we say.
Yeah.
And it got the series got shut down because people were complaining that they did not hire an actor that was actually in a wheelchair. Like that was the thing.
For God's sakes.
Yeah, they said, why didn't you give this to a handicapped actor? They need work. It's a handicapped, and they're like, look, we do flashback episodes, right? Because they did in the original one too, from before he was paralyzed. And like, well, he's got to walk around for that, you know. And
not only that, it's called acting.
Yeah, they had so much backlash, they shut the freaking series down because of that.
They should have more balls.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Yep. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side and get to your comments and get to the Bucs OC situation. And yes, we're going to talk about the Liam and the press conference thing that went on there that is taken over the internet.
Makes me want to vomit. We're getting into that. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
We have 2 stories today that make me want to vomit, JP.
Oh, good. Well, there you go. All right, we're brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Go on and get on down there. Obviously, these are the premier vehicles. They're luxury vehicles, but they don't come at this ridiculous luxury price. They're very responsibly priced. What you get for the money is insane. So check out the GV70, the GV80, the sports coupes. They're absolutely beautiful. In fact, go down there and test drive them, and they'll 10x your entries into their gas card for a year giveaway that they're doing in January. You're going to get a great deal, 1,000 off the new cars, great financing deals. Everything is there. They're not going to pressure you into something you don't want. Very, very friendly and responsible group over there, Genesis of Tampa. So good to see them. They're 801 East Bears Avenue, just off of 275 in Bears there, and tell them JP sent you. All right, back in 3. Stay with us. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Timm Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our Fanstream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond, from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Almaton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. Had a big crowd last night for the wild card game. Wow. Hello, Houston Texans.
How about that?
You lost to the Bucs. Wow. How the hell we beat them? Yeah, Riveters was packed last night for that game. So head on out and watch some Lightning tonight. That's where you watch the Lightning game as they take on the Pittsburgh Penguins and go for their 11th straight win, which will be a franchise-tying record. And, of course, get there early. 3 to 7 is the best happy hour in all of Tampa Bay. $3 domestics, $5 wells, $8 chicken. Oh, the chicken dip is so good. The buffalo chicken dip.
Buffalo chicken dip, yeah.
Elevating thinking about that right now. Oh, fantastic. And the chicken wings are better. I think I'm going to have to go there for lunch today. I'm going to go get some chicken wings at Riveters today. So come see me after we'll have lunch together. Come on down. We'll do it. Riveters Tampa, just north of 275 on Dale Mabry, just south of where the new Rays Stadium is going to be. How about that? And a new location coming in St. Pete, downtown St. Pete, and we had a request from our folks in Fishhawk. They want a Riveters in Fishhawk. So we'll have to talk to Joey Rosati and all the people over there See if they want to build out there. Maybe that's their next spot.
How about one here in North Dallas? That would be amazing.
Maybe they should. Absolutely. All right. Let's get to Bucs OC here real quick, and then we'll get to comments. How's that, Peterman? You got that? We got a lot of comments on the old
Mike H. Robert Blake was Beretta. He was not in Hogan's Heroes.
Yes,
you are wrong.
Robert
He
Blake
was
was
not in
Beretta.
Hogan's Heroes. That was Bob Crane that was in Hogan's Heroes.
Yes, and Sergeant Schultz, I know nothing. I see nothing. What a great show.
And he allegedly killed his wife.
And who did? Robert Blake did, yeah. He's a bit of a whack job.
Yeah, he was our gang. He was one of, what are they called?
Spankies? Oh, that's right. He was a child actor.
As a child actor.
Yeah. That never ends well.
The Little Rascals, that's what I was trying to think of.
What is it they do to these young kids in Hollywood that they all...
I mean, I think we know now, right?
Yeah,
just ask Puff Daddy.
Yeah, we ain't going there today.
I was a child actor. I turned out okay.
Were you? That wouldn't surprise me.
I was a child model. I wasn't really a child actor.
Oh.
Ever tell you that?
No.
I used to model underwear in the local DFW Sears catalogs. They're little flyers they would send out on the weekends. I was one of those kids in my tidy whities when I was 7-8 years old.
Do you have any pictures of them?
Probably.
Not that I want to see you with your as a young boy in underwear. No,
I mean, I have more recent pictures of me in my underwear.
No. Immediately regretting that as it came out of my mouth. Meets McGee with a super chat for $5. Hey, let's go. Said, I got a feeling Todd wants Zach Robinson as OC to save his job. Fear of Monken becoming a replacement is a reason. Plus, Zach is a closer version to Liam. Yeah, if you like Liam Cohen, Zach Robinson's as close to a Liam Cohen clone as you could want.
I wouldn't have a problem with Zach Robinson.
Well, also Bowles wants him because he doesn't want to go him going anywhere else in the division and kicking his ass like he's been doing for a couple of years.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, literally, Kirk Cousins is thrown for a gazillion yards, and he clearly knows how to beat that crazy, that tough to beat genius defense. Which, by the way, had a conversation earlier this week, and I've been trying to figure out how to play this on the show with a player that will remain anonymous, and a lot of information on what's going on with the Bucs defense. And just to say that it's everything we've talked about and more. Guys are confused. They just don't have any faith in the system. And yeah, maybe it's the players. Maybe they're not smart enough, whatever it is. But you got to be able to, as a coach, understand that what you're teaching is not getting through. And you're clearly having busts and mental errors all over the place that are leaving guys wide open, big plays. It's never been worse than it was this year. And either the players aren't buying in or the coach ain't teaching it right. And getting rid of a couple of, periphery coaches is not going to change anything when you kept the core. You kept Todd Bowles, you kept George Edwards, you kept Larry Foote. That's the core.
And the system. You're keeping the system.
And the system. So whatever, it's just the changes that were made. And then on offense, look, was the offense good enough? With all the injuries they had, Josh Grizzard had a lot more reason to be retained than Todd Bowles, in my opinion. And you're talking about coordinators. And I don't think it's close. I thought Grizzard did a great job having to deal with an offensive line that was just a shell of itself from the very beginning. No Wirfs, Gedeke out, Bredesen out. I mean, it was a disaster. And you still won 6. You still started 6-2. And not until what I think was more meddling by Bowles in the offense did it got worse when the players came back. And I don't think it was Josh Grizzard's idea to ignore Mike Evans those final few games. Not ignore, but not give him 8 to 10 targets. He got 2 in the last game. I mean, and the offense went completely conservative. So you could, we can, maybe we can get into the playoffs. Well, you didn't. in a terrible division. And you would have got boat raced if you got in anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But so listen, who's the OC going to be? If it's Zach Robinson, I'm excited. I think it would be a great hire. Fantastic hire.
Yep.
If it's Todd Monken, I think that's a great hire. I think that's another great hire. They interviewed Mike Kafka yesterday, a former Buccaneer backup quarterback who took over the Giants. I think they scored 34 points the last couple of games without a quarterback. So, I don't know. Kafka could be a good one. And I would like to see them bring somebody in who's called plays, and Zach certainly. And Zach knows the division too. And he's a McVay disciple. I think that's a home run hire. It ain't perfect, but last year with moving Cousins and Penix in and out, I think they finished 8th in the league in offense. So I'm excited to move forward with any type of newness, but they got to get a lot of players on defense and fix that defense before, offense is not the issue here. It's defense. And to scapegoat Josh Grizzard is silly, and these other coaches silly. So, as Rick points out, Grizz helped the Bucs beat the Texans and the Seahawks, two of the best defenses this season. Yep, absolutely. Amit McGee says players are not allowed to play freely. Too much thinking. Add to coaches not developing players. Even Warren Sapp, I had a problem with Larry. Larry Foote not teaching pass rush. Yeah, I mean, come on now. And to put up with what Hassan Reddick did this year, I mean, to keep putting him out there when he clearly didn't want to play the run and wasn't that enthused about playing the pass either. The guy was just out there trying not to get hurt so he could pick up another free $14 million from some other sucker. And someone will pay him this year. It ain't going to be us, that's for damn sure.
No.
Yeah. As Jeff B says, what happened to adjusting to your scheme, to your players? That's what good coaches do, but we got bowls.
100%. Matt Eberflus just got fired in Dallas because he couldn't do that after one season.
Bucs Basement says, exactly, JP, the scheme is outdated, but Bowles is too damn stubborn to realize it. He's a good man, but he is stubborn. Ain't no doubt about that. Bantry says, name one pass rush move that Foote has taught. If he did, I never saw it. No, these guys aren't coming in with exotic. I mean, have you seen Yaya go to the spin move? Have you seen Braswell do anything different than just run into an offensive tackle and stick to him like Velcro? No, haven't seen any of that. I mean, did you see that pocket last night collapsing around Aaron Rodgers?
Every time, every play.
And CJ Stroud, for that matter. That was not a well-played game last night by either side. I thought CJ Stroud was dreadful. And I don't know what the hell was going on with the center.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Bad snap after early snap. I mean, geez, old Pete's. And then Stroud trying to make plays in a phone booth when it's just the Pittsburgh rush is crushing around him. Like, hold on to the damn ball. But Aaron Rodgers throws a pick six on his last pass. How about that?
Could be more appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. So, where's this going for the Buccaneers? I don't know. I would say the leader in the clubhouse is Zach Robinson, and I would lock him up as soon as I can. And I don't know. They may be waiting for something else, some other shoe to drop. Tomlin, is he coming back in Pittsburgh?
Because you can't talk to anybody that's still playing, right? So
right.
Every weekend you'll have other teams eliminated until the Super Bowl, and here we go.
So how do you guys feel about Mike Tomlin coming here? I mean, he's got the longest playoff losing streak or tied for the longest playoff losing streak with Marvin. What's it?
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. So
yeah, but he's never had a losing season, JP.
I know, but
how much of an overblown streak is that, though? Because if you're just 500 every year, or just to take over 500 every year, and out in the first round of the playoffs, that just means you get the worst draft picks every year.
Right, you're in the mid.
Yeah,
yeah,
and they've since Big Ben, who he didn't draft, they've drafted one quarterback to be their guy, Kenny Pickett. at like what, number 20 overall, which, and by the way, I think he was the first quarterback that year to go.
Yeah, he was.
20.
Yeah, he was.
So they don't draft great. Their defense is good, but
yeah,
I'm just, and I don't hate on Tomlin. I think, what he's done in Pittsburgh for as long as he's done it is pretty extraordinary, but you got to win a playoff game here in the last 15 years at some point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what scares me is it feels a lot like Todd Bowles. It's not exceptional. It's pretty good, but is it going to get you to the Super Bowl? At least Tomlin's proven that, but that was a long time ago. So I like Mike. I think he would be an upgrade on Bowles, no doubt. But is he, again, it's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
You're going to have the offensive coordinator round robin every year. I don't know.
But is Todd Bowles going to want Mike Tomlin looking over his shoulder every week?
But Mike Tomlin's not coming here as the DC.
Well, he's not coming as a head coach.
You don't know that.
They have a head coach. I know that.
I haven't heard the Glazers say that. Have you?
We haven't heard the Glazers say anything or Jason Light say anything.
We know that they kicked the tires on John Harbaugh. So are they that sold on Todd Bowles?
Well, maybe they wanted John Harbaugh as the special teams coach. Would you put anything past it at this point?
I don't think he's taking that gig.
Well, no, but you can offer it. Like, hey, we're all in on Aaron Judge. We'll pay you $4 million a year, Aaron.
Bucs Spaceman says Robinson was a terrible OC. They didn't use Bijan, Pitts, and London to their potential. No, thank you. Didn't Bijan Robinson lead the league in yards from scrimmage? What are you talking about, bro?
He's by far the best running back in the league.
What do you mean? How do you not get used right if you lead the league in yards from scrimmage? I don't think or close to it. So I don't, and by the way, Kyle Pitts, you're going to put that on Zach Robinson? Kyle Pitts?
Man, that's one of life's mysteries right there. The whole
and Drake London torched our ass. I think he was used. He was hurt at times. I don't know what you're talking about there.
If Zach Robinson comes to the Bucs, is he going to bring Kirk Cousins with him?
Oh no, we're good. We got Baker Mayfield. We're fine.
No, we need a backup.
I don't think Kirk. Well, maybe he might be moving into backup mode.
He doesn't care. He's making his $100 million. He doesn't give a flip if he plays or not.
I wouldn't mind him coming here as a backup. Hell no, that'd be fine with me. Yeah, exactly. Pitts is OJ Howard. Victor says I wouldn't mind Tomlin for DC, but if they fire Bowles at any point, they're going to hire. He's not coming here as a DC. What are people talking about? That's ridiculous.
No, he'll get a head coach. He'll get all the head coaching looks,
or a $20 million TV job.
Yeah.
Mitch McGee says Zach did not have consistent quarterback play in Atlanta. Bucs fans, do you want an offense like Liam's, a healthy Baker, better than anything the Falcons have? Yeah. Again, look at the quarterback situation. You had a rookie there, and you've signed Cousins. Then you draft a rookie. That's a lot. And as far as I could see, Cousins and Penix weren't working in tandem. That didn't seem to be a thing. So,
how in the hell did Terry Fontenot keep that job for that long? It was only like 5 years, but
no, I don't know.
Lord,
no. So Tomlin will pull a BA, Rick says, and do TV for a year and then take over the Bucs job next season. Yeah, I think that might. Yeah, that could be a thing.
But do you want that? Do you want Tomlin as a head coach?
God, I love Mike T. I
don't mind him.
I think he's an upgrade on Bowles, but is he a guy that's going to get you over the top to the Super Bowl?
Right.
All right, let's take a break. Come back on the other side. I want to kind of look. We'll delve into that a little bit. I want to get to this Liam Cohen thing. You have a LeBron story, right? That you want to get out there. I want to talk a little bit more about the game last night. What did we learn about D'Amico Ryans and what's going on there? Boy, Daniil Hunter, remember when he was on the market? I was like, let's sign that guy. Let's sign that guy. He pretty good. We're brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. Hey, kids, it's always a great time to get engaged. And if you're going to do that, and you're going to go pick out a ring, you have got to go to the Gold and Diamond Source because, first and foremost, you want a real ring. You want a real diamond, okay, not a fake diamond. I know a lot of that's going around, but get a real diamond. It shows your love and your commitment. That's the whole idea here, guys. And if you're going to go get a real diamond, you don't know what you're getting if you're buying it online. You have no idea. Probably is a fake diamond. You know what you're buying at the Golden Diamond Source. They've been around for 40 years. They don't cheat people. What they do is give great value and make you part of the family. You'll come back time and time again because of the great service and the people you meet there. Julie and Steve Weintraub are absolute Tampa Bay treasures. And they've been doing this for a long time, and they've built up a great business. So if everybody else is doing it, you probably should as well. The Gold and Diamond Source. And by the way, bring in your old gold jewelry. Gold is going through the roof, so they will pay you the highest prices. So whatever you got laying in the old jewelry box, bring it on in and get some cash money. It's the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Omerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite. I love it. So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at KingmakersTampa.com. Go to KingmakersTampa.com and get a look at this great facility we have here. You can share this studio with moi if you become a member here. We also have a incredible conference room, private and public areas to do your business, a sports bar. We also have a beautiful golf simulator. I think I might play Pebble Beach a little bit later on, getting it back ready to go play. KingmakersTampa.com. That's where you go. Check it out. Love this place. I watched the Miami game here the other night. We had a good old time.
Saw that. Posted some videos.
Yeah, I think we might be watching a national championship game here as well.
Nice.
The Miami Hurricanes in there. All right, got some other super chats coming in here. Rarely Even says, you don't think the Bucs have reached out to Mike McDaniel? Oh, yes, they have. They've interviewed Mike McDaniel. I'm pretty sure he has interviewed here. But he's getting the head coaching looks. And you think he'll get one?
I think he's a perfect fit for Atlanta.
For Atlanta. Oh.
That's what I think.
Mike McDaniel in our division. How do I feel about that? I don't think he's a great coach.
No.
I think he's a good offensive mind. He strikes me more as the coordinator guy.
But I am very interested to see him have another opportunity as well, other than Miami.
Yeah, I think I think I would welcome that. He doesn't scare me as a head coach. Offensively, yes, not as a head coach.
I also think that if he's going to get another head coaching job, it's probably now, because if he goes somewhere as a coordinator, unless his offense is number one in the league in every statistical category, I don't know that he gets another head coaching look the longer he's out, just because of Miami. So I think if he's going to get another head coaching job, it's going to be like now somewhere.
There was a lot of shenanigans going on down there in Miami.
There were.
So I don't know. I don't know if he's got them.
He was part of them.
I don't know if he has that gravitas needed to be a head coach in this league.
No, but like I said, I'd like to see him have another shot. I just think it's going to have to be like right now.
Meets McGee, $2 super chat says Todd trusts his system more than his players. 1,000%.
Jeez, that's a downfall.
Yeah, it was part of this conversation I had with that player. It's like he doesn't. That's the way a lot of them feel, is that there's no, like, why don't you trust us to just play some base defense and just win instead of all this confusion? And I'll also learn this, very interesting. They go check out of blitzes. Like if they're in a situation, like for instance, right before the half, that dreadful zero blitz call that Ted McMillan got the touchdown on over Jamel Dean, who played it terribly. Yes. But why you don't go zero blitz there with 9 seconds left in the freaking half? They're in field goal range. You let them get the 3. What you can't do is give up one over the top there.
Yeah.
And so, this is a question that I put out there, is like, you can see on that play, the quarterback Young's just like sitting back there directing the protections, and you can see him bringing everybody in to get ready for the blitz. And if they get the protection, you're going to have a shot one-on-one to the outside. So at that point, I'm saying, why don't you check out of the blitz? Clearly they see it coming. They got the max protect. You don't want to give up a check. They don't have that check. They don't ever check. They don't have the ability to check out of a blitz that they've called.
They don't have the ability, like,
or they don't do
like
it.
permission, or they don't know how
ability.
to.
They have the ability, but they don't. It's not in the playbook. Once they call a blitz, it's on. They don't check out of it, which I think is weird. That's not
every other team in the league can do that.
Yeah.
They do regularly.
Yeah. This from Steven Soper, the former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel, was spotted attending an emergency late-night meeting with owner Joel Glazer and head coach Todd Bowles. Where was this?
Who's your source, Steven?
Where was this?
Not doubting you, just would love to hear your source.
Yes. Source, please.
Who said that?
Source, please. Who said that? Don't doubt it, but need a source. All right, so let's get into this press conference that is taking over the internet. Liam Cohen, after the game the other day, the loss in Jacksonville, there was a reporter, Lynn Jones, who was a longtime reporter for a small newspaper in Jacksonville. I don't, but it's been around a long time. It's one of these more neighborhood newspapers. She's an African-American lady. She's been
Jacksonville Free Press,
claiming racism, among other things, the reason why she's getting hammered so bad. Obviously some of it is racism. There's going to be some of that, but I think the majority of it is, it was unprofessional in a way,
unprofessional,
goes out of our normal protocols. And let me just say this off the bat. Like, this should not be that big a deal. It was not. It was 27 seconds out of a press conference. As a one-off, it's not a big deal. She said some nice, well, let's play it and let people can hear, and then we'll go from there. This is right after.
Congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you.
you.
Hold your
It's
head
gonna
up,
make me
all right?
sick.
You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
and you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Threw
so
up a little in my mouth.
it's you can see Liam's a little uncomfortable because this is not the protocol. Okay, now everyone's losing their minds over this, which I'm like, all right, yeah, it's not what we do in our press conferences. If
She should have her credentials immediately revoked.
I'm not going all there.
I'm
not going all there. And because this is what typically happens, though, and I'll have to double check on this, but my guess is she doesn't attend all the games. She doesn't, and typically what will happen with playoffs and stuff when these one-offs is news people will get involved, not regular sports people who don't know the protocols of sports, of the press conferences. And again, these aren't nuclear protocols. Okay. If somebody violates it, it's not the end of the world. It's not this big a deal, at least in my mind. You may have a different take on this, Timmy. But that being said, this is not what we do in the press conferences right after the game. It's not protocol. This to me is something you should save for a call-in show, a coach's call-in show, social media.
It's highly frowned upon. It's not just not part of the regular way you do things. It's highly frowned upon.
Yes, absolutely. And this is not the time or place for things like that. That is, you want to go up to Liam after, catch him in the hallway, do these things. That's how we do it. That is our protocol. Is it the end of our world that somebody broke the protocol? No. But the point is, it is a slippery slope. And typically when these news people come in from the outside that aren't used to the protocol, it's not just this woman. They will ask questions. Like last year, we had some woman ask, or 2 years ago, when the Bucs were going up to Detroit, about the effects of the weather at Ford Field. And it kind of blew up the internet as well. And it was, once again, someone that isn't used to covering NFL football. And they allow these folks to come into the press conference because now it has become a news item. It's not just sports anymore. It's the first time that Jacksonville's in the playoffs in 10 years. So you're going to get this influx of people who don't know the protocol. And then there's another thing that has kind of creeped into this, Timmy, and that's the fact that all these press conferences are now streamed live. Mm-hmm. So, people want to get their name out there. They want to get their name out there. They want to be on the mic and they want to ask a question.
Well, especially after a playoff game. I mean, It's national sports news. It's not just a week 5 loss, right?
Right. And it's and to her credit, nobody's ever heard of the Jacksonville Free Press, right? She just blew up her brand. Maybe that was her plan. I don't know. I doubt it. I think she was just trying to be kind and say something nice like a fan would do. It's not the time for fanning. It's not what we do. And if my point is, if you guys want, this is what you want from your press conferences, you want anybody, they will let anybody who's not a normal follower of the team, a beat reporter, which is fine for people to come in. But whenever assimilate to the protocol. I'm not going to sit here and go out and talk about something I saw at a fashion press conference that went on or a business press conference. I have no idea what the protocols there are. And if I went into such a area, I wouldn't be asking questions. Or if I did, I would talk to some of the other reporters who have covered this before and say, hey, what about this? Can I ask something like this? I would find out what the protocols are and assimilate to them. This is with anything in life. You should, now you're doing it to rock the boat? Well, okay, then that's a whole nother conversation. Are you doing it to extend your brand? We don't need that. This is not a place for you to extend your brand. And there's a lot of pushback on this by, self-righteous reporters who think they're more important than you. I ain't defending that because you're right. You're 100% right. There's a ton of people in that room that have way more self-importance than they should, quite frankly. And I'm sure people would accuse me of that at times. I don't feel that way. I don't have a huge deal with this. But I'm also recognizing I've been doing this for 40 years, and we can't have a ton of people coming in that want to fanboy over the coaches and taking up the time to do so. And people say, oh, it's only 27 seconds. Yeah, as a one-off, it's no big deal. But is this the way you want it? Is this the way we're going to go forward? You want to just let in all the news people and they can fanboy over Todd Bowles?
You got to let everybody do it.
Right. You want everybody to come in and fanboy over Todd Bowles and hear what a great job that she thinks they're doing or he thinks they're doing and no serious questions? Is that what you want? Because that's what you're supporting, all you people that are, she's just being kind and nice. Why can't we have 27 seconds like Pat McAfee was doing? You can gloss over it like that and you'd be 1,000% wrong. As a one-off, it's no big deal, but it's a slippery slope. Is this what you want? You want just people coming in there and spending the whole time that we have with them telling Todd Bowles how great he is? Now, people say, well, I hear stupid questions all the time. You do, and they ain't right. I've had problems with this for a long time. We have a lot of people in these press conferences that frankly shouldn't be in there and shouldn't be credentialed or should at least be taught how to ask questions.
Or shouldn't be allowed to ask questions.
Yeah. It's not a time to go in there and, I hear a lot of people that want to, show how much knowledge of the game they have as they're talking to the coach. It's not a time for that. Ask the question. Ask the question. You don't need to qualify your question with all these things, these ancillary things that are going on outside and to prove how much knowledge you have and then ask the question. You don't need to do that. Just ask the question. And don't ask a question that's already been asked 3 times, like happened last night in Rodgers' press conference. He said, I've already answered that. That happens all the time. It's lazy questioning. If I go in there and I have 2 or 3 questions, and this happens all the time, Timmy, when I go in and somebody asks the question before me, I'm not just going to ask the same question. So I have I've asked Todd Bowles a question. I got my name and my voice on the air. And that happens all the time. So it's not just Lynn Jones. There's a lot of people in there that need to be better at what they're doing. And yes, I've asked stupid questions as well and regretted it. And I've learned from those situations. So we all need to be better in this media arena. But what she did was not the time and place. And her, going out and, claiming racism and all this other stuff, I'm not, that's ridiculous. It's not because of the color of your skin. It's what you did and where you did it. What are your thoughts, Timmy?
So number one, I know there's a racism issue here, right? That people are making it out to be. And obviously I don't agree with that, but I know that it's a thing. Had this been a 27-year-old white male that did this, number one, he would have lost his credentials. He would have been lambasted by everyone nationally.
True.
And he would probably be out of a job because he's lost his credentials. That means he can't cover the team like his outlet needs him to. So he would have lost his job.
That's right.
So let's not excuse
she ain't losing her job, and she will get a credential every time she asks for it. Trust me.
So let's not excuse it because of who it was. The second thing is Adam Schefter reposted that clip and he said, quote, an awesome post-game exchange between a reporter and Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen, end quote. Adam Schefter, you have just lost all credibility with me as a legitimate reporter for the NFL. Because you obviously don't know what the locker room or what the post-game press conference room etiquette is, because that is not an awesome post-game exchange. It would have been an awesome post-game exchange if she approached him after the press conference and said what she said to him privately. I don't have a problem with that. But JP, what's the number one rule as a media member in the press box?
No cheering.
You can't be a fan.
No cheering at all.
Can't be a fan.
Nope.
You can't cheer. You can't fist pump. You can't high five. You can't do anything. As a matter of fact, it's a very solemn, quiet atmosphere. Most people don't know that.
Yeah,
It's
we're
very
working.
quiet because people are there to work. It is a workplace. And there are signs everywhere in most press boxes that say that. But look, there is nothing awesome about people like her doing stuff like that, in my opinion. It should be embarrassing for the people who credentialed her. It should be embarrassing for her organization. And as you mentioned, it's a colossal waste of time for everybody else trying to do their job. Now, she
That's right.
replied to this. She responded to all of this criticism. And here's what she said, and I believe it just makes it worse for her. She said, quote, "I don't take no offense to it. I've been in this business more than 25 years. I've been
I don't take
interviewed
no offense to this.
I'm just reading it as she said it. All right. It's a quote. "I've been in this business more than 25 years. I've interviewed from Barack Obama to Terry Bradshaw to what's my guy's name? Oh, Tiger Woods. So you can say what you want about fake news. I am a member of the Black Press, the NNPA, which is the National Newspaper Association, and I've been around more than 100 years, or that's been around more than 100 years. She's the associate editor of the Jacksonville Free Press and one of more than 230 African-American newspapers still printing in this country today. The fact that she just ran down her resume makes this even worse because it tells me she knows better than this. And she just did it just to do it, just to see what would happen. Because if you feel that way about Liam Cohen, more power to you. You go say that shit privately. You don't do it and take up 30 seconds in a press conference where people are trying to do their job. And now you're the story. You have now become the story.
Right.
And that's the last thing media members are supposed to do, is become the story.
I don't think I would disagree with you. I don't think she was that calculated, to be honest, but you may be right. I think she was just, she's never been in this situation before, and she felt the need to, to pipe up and say something different and kind. And again, it ain't the end of the world, but
right.
As we go forward,
you let her do it. Now you got to let everybody else do it.
Exactly. That's the point. And, people, you people ask stupid questions anyway. That's true. But at least we're following the stupid protocol.
At least they're about the game, right? Like, I get it. They're dumb.
Most of the time. But yeah, I would love to teach a class in how to ask questions at a press conference. And, I want to bring out examples, but if I do, then people will know who I'm talking about. And, and I don't want to rip on anybody too poorly. But I'll say that, people act like, oh, when these people ask these questions, nobody cares. No, people care. People care. And we talk about it. There's one guy in this market, and he's a super nice guy, but he'll we'll get halfway through the press conference and, we're talking about details of what went on and go, Todd, what do you think about your defensive performance today? Like, really loud, and the most basic question is like, he's just talked about the defense for like 3-4 minutes. Like, what specifically do you want to know?
Oh, trust me, I've been there.
But it's just, I want to get my voice out here, and I want people to know I was at the press conference, so I'm gonna yell it really loud too. And I could go on and on. And again, I'm not perfect in my questions, but I do think I try to get to some probing stuff that nobody else is asked that I want to know, and there's a certain slant that usually it's about Todd's decisions on timeouts and fourth down calls. And I say this all the time. You know when the stupidest questions are asked? On the field, halftime, before the game. And I know I kind of feel for the reporters because, this isn't time for certain questions. I get it. I don't even know why they do these interviews, quite frankly, because you get nothing out of them. But like after the game, when you're doing and you ask, there's some of these, I get getting to the emotion. You want to get some of that. But why do we never ask key strategical questions? Like if a coach just went for it like 3 or 4 times on fourth down and it totally affects how the game out, that's the question that needs to be asked. Not, it's, tough loss here. What are your emotions here after losing? That's a terrible question. Coach, 4th and 3, 2 minutes to go. You decided to go for it. What was your thought process there? Ask a question that only he can answer. Okay? That's why you're interviewing him. You have access to this particular coach one-on-one. And if he gives you a bullshit answer, you have the opportunity to follow up because you're there one-on-one because you work for NBC Sports, CBS Sports, whatever. Get to the bottom of it and do it respectfully. Coach, you also decided not to play X player in the final 2 minutes. What was behind that thinking? What happened? He can say, listen, that's between me and him. Fine, but you asked the question. And those are the questions that need to be asked, not some of this gobbledygook that we get all the time. So I understand a lot of this is pushback from fans that are like, you ask stupid questions anyway. And two things can be true. We ask a lot of, I don't say we, a lot of media members ask a lot of stupid questions and do it in certain ways that shouldn't be done. And that is absolutely true. And it's also true that this was not the appropriate place for that to happen. And her reaction to it makes it 10 times worse, to your point, Tim.
It's abysmal. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've had people come at me, and I just want you to understand, I'm not going to, I'm not going to support all of my media members blindly and say we all do such a great job and this woman should never have a credential. I'm not going to say that. I would ask her, listen, if you're going to have a credential, could you please go by the protocol that we have developed in press conferences, which is we don't cheer. We're not here to gloss the coach. We're here to ask questions about the game. That's what this is for. There are other opportunities. If you would like to, set up something with the coach one-on-one, and you'd like to get that out to him, we can certainly make that happen. Not a problem. But this is just not the time or place for it. Simple as that. I'm not here to rip the woman's credential and make her the worst person in the world. That's not. Let's get over that. But yeah, it's a slippery slope.
I'll throw myself under the bus here a little bit because I'm not you. I don't have a natural ability, a natural talent for asking questions and interviewing. I will tell you, and I'm not saying this to blow smoke up your butt, I think after working with you for however long, I think you're one of the better interviewers I've ever worked with. Like you just have a natural knack to know what questions to ask. And I know you prep for things. It's not like it's natural, but you do a fine job. And that's usually sometimes why I never say anything when you're interviewing people, because I'm like, I'm going to look stupid. But look, I don't, that doesn't come naturally to me. So when I was covering teams and going to press conferences regularly, I had to put a lot of thought, like during the game, into what questions I wanted to ask. And even then I was like, man, am I going to get made fun of for this question? And there would be times that I wouldn't ask it because I was like, crap, I'm going to get lit up, right?
Yeah.
So there was one time when I was covering the Renegades here in Dallas. It was 2020, and it was the U.S. or XFL at the time postseason. Bob Stoops was the coach here in Dallas. They just lost a game to the Houston Roughnecks. They were eliminated from the playoffs. They had a really bad defensive performance. And I had a question that was I thought was real. I was really proud of this question, right? And I was going in chest out, I can't wait to ask this in front of all these idiots, so that I know football. And so something happened and I got to the press conference late, which is a no-no. Like if you're going to walk in late, number one, you better have your head down so no one sees you. And you better not ask a question because it's probably already been asked. So I walk in the room, everybody's already staring at me. And Stoops is up there at the table. And somewhere there is video of this. I will find the video of this because it is freaking hysterical. I walk in the room. I'm the big bearded guy, right? Like I don't look like anybody else. And I raised my hand to bring the mic over and I asked whatever my question was. And Stoops is sitting at the table up there, and just for about 3 seconds, which seemed like an eternity to me, is just staring at me.
Through your soul.
Staring through my soul, and he goes, and you can, if you know Bob Stoops, you know I don't do a great Stoops impression, but you can understand him. Did you did you just walk in? Calling me out in front of everybody, and I was kind of like shaking my head. He goes, "Yeah, I thought so, because I just answered that question." He goes, "But you know what? I'll be polite," and he answered it all over again for my benefit, to his credit. But and he wasn't trying to be a dick or anything. That's just Bob Stoops. Like, he called me out and then he accommodated me. And man, I was getting the death dagger stare from everybody in that room. And I was like, "Lesson
You
learned."
should.
No, absolutely, I should.
That's, but you know, I get last week for Bowles situation. It was a 11:30 press conference, and I walked in at 11:28, and it was already started. So I felt bad about that. But I had questions, but I wasn't going to ask them because I don't know if they'd already been asked. So if you show up late, you don't ask a question. Just don't.
Yep.
That's protocol. You know, not that I was late, but you know, evidently they were. If you're 5 minutes early, you're 5 minutes late working.
Right. They'd already started.
Yeah. Which is my bad. Shouldn't have actually walked in. Although when you walk into the back, it does make a little bit of a sound. And so it said vacant on the door, so I didn't know if they'd started yet. And I walked in, but I'm not going to ask a question. And there were a lot of silly questions that were asked. So,
yeah.
Again, the fact that there are stupid questions asked does not make what happened here right.
No.
Okay. So I gotten a lot of that pushback from a lot of people.
Well, and I will maintain that stupid questions are better than what she did. At least they're questions about the game.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically.
How do you guys feel about this? Let's
I
get
would love
some.
to know.
We're going to turn this into a Jenna Lane thing. Is that what's going on?
Oh, Jenna.
Yeah. Listen, I like Jenna. If I were, and we chat, I sit next to her at the games. So we chat all the time about our back surgeries. But I would, even Todd said, "Jenna, you're an over-asker." And she does. Her questions are abnormally long. And if I were going to, if she ever asked my advice, I would say, "Listen, we know you know football. You've been doing this a long time. You don't have to prove it over and over again when you ask your questions. We know you know football. So don't feel like you have to." And I'm sure women in this business feel the need to do that. I get it. But I would just tell her, you don't need to do that. We know you know football, and we know you work your ass off and you go to everything, you do everything. And she dealt with a lot of people coming at her last night on X on that. And I generally agreed with her because she took the lady to task a little bit, and a lot of people were taking her to task. And so I'm sure some people don't like the way I ask questions. I get it. But yeah, she could certainly quicken it up. No question about it. And there are times when we're all in a hurry and it gets long. So be more specific and ask your questions directly. That's what I would say. Meets McGee says, "I know you're not going to read this, so I'm going to read it." Meets McGee. Jenna Lane was bad at this. Tom Brady's first year, she asked the same question to every player about Tom Brady. It was sickening. Yeah, there was a lot of that going on. But to be honest, and I wouldn't have done that personally. I would ask some questions about it, but that was it. The fact that Brady was here was dramatic. It was the greatest player of all time, a huge personality. And there were great stories that she uncovered of Brady interacting with some of the lower level players. And we wouldn't have gotten those stories had she not asked that question every single time. And by the way, her editors are telling her at ESPN, nothing matters about the Bucs. It's about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Paraphrasing. I guarantee that's what she was told. Is like, listen, it's all about Tom Brady. It's all about Tom Brady for us as a news organization. So let's give her some grace on that. And that's exact. And that's not, it's not good. It's not right, but that's what ESPN does. So remember that she's doing that at the behest of her employer. But yeah, it felt like it was over the top. I get it. So I did read it, Meets McGee. What do you think about that? Andre Alday says, Casey Phillips is a much better Bucs reporter than Jenna Lane. I like Casey. Brunettes are hotter. Well, first of all, what Casey does and what Jenna do are two completely different things.
Different, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she is the website Bucs official reporter, and she does a phenomenal job, especially in her MC duties that she does for all these different things. She's really, really good. The players trust her, and she's got a great relationship with them, and I think it's fantastic. She does do a great job. And I'm not saying that she never criticizes the Bucs. They do. Her and Scott do at times, and they'll point out the deficiencies. But Jenna's job is outside the organization, and it's a little bit different in terms of asking questions. But I think within their roles, they both do a tremendous job. I think Casey's fantastic at what she does, and she does a lot. So that's that.
Does Bree still work for the Bucs?
My opinion, for whatever it's worth. What's that?
Does Bree Dix still work for the Bucs? You know her?
Yeah, I don't know her well, but I believe she does too. Yeah, she works on the website.
Here in Dallas. She left the Cowboys to go work for the Bucs. She was always really good.
Yeah, she does a great job. She does a great. That whole website over there is fantastic. I mean, the access that they get and what they do with it is tremendous. They do a really, really good job. Let me see. Kevin O'Donnell was good to give you one back in the day. Give you one what? A bad question, a good question. Kevin would ask tough questions. Kevin would ask tough questions. Sometimes I'd go, "Ooh, that was a nice one. Good job." Joel Forsland says media can't be fans, and she was fanboying.
Yeah.
Rick says, "Don't worry, JP. Nobody thinks you're that important." It's true. They shouldn't. I certainly don't think that.
No.
Media needs to be neutral and be held accountable like the referees. That's right. We're supposed to
have a problem with
that. Objective. What else? Anything else on this particular subject? No. All right, let's take one more break. We'll come back and clean up some stuff. We got your LeBron story.
Yeah,
we have to get to.
Got to vomit again.
All right, hey, we're brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC. And by the way, if you're looking for a job, Third Generation Plumbing is hiring because, of course, they advertise on your favorite sports show. They are slammed, very busy, also because they do great work, and they've been doing it since 1995. That's the real reason they're busy, obviously. But, hey, if you want to go work for them, this is a great opportunity. They pay great. It's a family-owned company, so none of that, big corporate bullshit. They give you holidays off. A lot of holidays, you get good time off. You get good pay. You got great bosses and John Rodriguez and PJ over there. It's a family-run company. So if you're an experienced person or maybe even not experienced, you want to get into the business, send your resume. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com is the website. Go to the email button on there and send them your resume or give them a call. Tell them you want to work there, and they'll figure it out. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com. And don't forget their special going on, maintenance special, $169 for the year. They'll come out twice, clean the drain, do all that stuff, make sure your unit is working well, and keep it in great proper working order. If you have to call for emergency drain line stuff, it's going to cost you way more than that. So get the maintenance special, $169 for 2 visits a year. Back at 3. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Timm Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Alberton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's the love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Hey folks, Rays baseball and the summer heat will be here before you know it. So don't let your AC unit strike out and cost you hundreds or thousands for an emergency repair. Get a 1-year maintenance plan from Third Generation Plumbing and AC for just $169. Though will come out twice a year and service your unit. Clean the drain line, make sure it's running to peak efficiency. If you need an emergency repair, it's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands more. It's a no-brainer, guys. Just call the great friendly folks at Third Generation. They work with American Standard Heating and Cooling to ensure you have the most efficient and durable units. Their split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. So choose my guys, John Rodriguez and PJ at Third Generation, along with American Standard Heating and Cooling. Don't wait for the emergency that'll cost you thousands. Call Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard. 813-961-8024. That's 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. Don't forget to do your insurance checkup, which we do each and every year at the beginning of the year. Is always a good time to do it. Make sure you have business insurance. If you have a small business, make sure that you have flood insurance. If you have a home, make sure you're getting all the discounts on your home insurance. A lot of people do not. 40% of you are underinsured in your home insurance. All those things can be taken care of by Italiano Insurance. They'll shop your auto insurance as well. And if you have some questions about life insurance, which many of you probably should, they will take care of that as well. All your insurance needs under one roof and one place to get great customer service. Humans answer the phone. That's how it works at Italiano Insurance. Over 60 years, one of the best small businesses in Tampa Bay, Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. All right, Timmy, the floor is yours for your weekly LeBron hating segment.
Oh, if I could do this every day, I would. I'm not sure that there has been a bigger douchebag in the history of the NBA than LeFraud James. Now look, for those that don't know, I'm not a LeBron fan. I recognize his basketball skills and talents and numbers. I will recognize that all day. No one on this planet but him can accomplish those things. However, my issues with LeBron James are his me-first attitude, him single-handedly turning the NBA into a players-run league, with his jumping from team to team, blah, 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 whatever. And the arguments that he's better than Michael Jordan make me want to both vomit and diarrhea at the same time, because every argument you could ever make for that is invalid. That said, just when I thought LeBron James could not be douchier than he already was, JP, we have this. Have you heard about this?
No.
This is a patch, a uniform patch to commemorate LeBron James's unprecedented 23rd year in the NBA. Great accomplishment. Don't have a problem with whoever wants to recognize that. Awesome.
Yeah.
You know who's wearing this patch on their uniform?
The Lakers?
Nope.
Everybody?
LeBron James.
Just him?
Just him. He is wearing this patch, but not his team, just him. It is a bespoke jersey patch that marks, again, his 23rd NBA season. It's around, obviously you can see it's designed around his stupid chalk toss ritual piece of crap garbage thing that's the dumbest thing ever. Again, so every game, this patch is going to be removed very carefully from his uniform.
Oh,
and transformed into ultra rare Topps trading cards.
Oh, of course, the moneymaker.
The NBA approved this, of course, and they chose him to debut this patch in Sacramento, closing a loop between James's 2003 debut with the Cleveland Cavaliers and his current status as the league's longevity standard. So, I don't know whose idea this was. I mean, I do know exactly whose idea this was. I don't understand why, like, the Lakers as a team aren't celebrating this. Like, I don't even know that I would have a problem with that. Like, it's a thing. Like, I get it. Let's just hope and pray that it's his last 23rd season. But for it to be just him wearing it, and for it to be done for the sole purpose of selling trading cards, is just, dude, it is beyond me. I didn't even know how to approach reporting this. It's
Nathan Elliott says the LaFlop patch will sell hot and fast, but it will depreciate as fast as his reputation is. That's interesting.
And of course, the colors are the three teams that he's played for: the Lakers, the Heat, and the Cavaliers. You know, and then whatever. Like if they announce, man, the Lakers are wearing this patch this season, I'd have been, oh, okay, cool. You know, that's cool. But no, it's not the team. It's just LeBron.
Joel Forsland says sports card industry has been ruined by adults anyways. What a joke. Blame this on the stupid industry.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I don't know anything about trading
money
cards.
making merch. I'm not going to get that upset about it, but it is typical LeBron. And listen, sure, he's making a crap ton of money off it from Topps, and you know, good for him. More money, more fame. What's he doing with that money?
Supporting China.
Yeah,
giving it all to China and North Korea.
Yep. All right.
And look, in the interest of, y'all say, well, you just bash other people. You don't ever bash yourself. Look, I'm not going to show underwear pictures, but I will share this with you, Peterman.
Wow. Look at that.
How about that. That is my high school graduation picture, JP.
Damn. Wow. Look at that.
Skinny tie. I've got the skinny little wrist gold bracelet that you can't really see.
Yeah.
I've got my
your little Casio watch on there.
Oh, I do. And I've got actually, I think it was a Swatch.
Swatch, yeah.
And then I've got my thumbs looped into my belt hoops, which I'd been able to see my belt hoops while I'm wearing pants like since probably 2005 or whatever.
Where did you
But
go?
yeah, this is 1989, and this look. All you guys are like, how does Tim get all the chicks?
Yeah,
It's
there you
because
go,
girls,
right there.
girls still
Carries
see
that
this
picture
guy.
around in his wallet.
Yeah,
Said,
I'm like,
yeah,
hey, look what I was.
as a
want a
JC
piece of
Penney
this?
model. Yeah, give you some of that.
So there you
Nathan,
go.
Nathan says, I collect and sell trading cards for fun. It's hard to sell La Flop cards. Most people I talk to don't like him.
Wow.
Yeah, there has to be a level of that to buy it, right? Dang, Tim used to have the Riz. Says
Yeah,
Jay.
I did, man. I was a looker back in the day.
There you go. Yeah, I'm not going to get too upset about that, but it's just another money making. I would never do it. Hey, Michael LaRue says the Panthers will pick up Bryce Young's 5th-year option. That's great news for the Bucs. He's gotten better, but I will never fear him. But as long as we're running the Bulls defense, listen, if you're gonna zero blitz me and I got all day to max protect and all I got to do is throw up a hang ball I could have thrown that ball, ladies and gentlemen. I literally made that play. Catch the ball, throw it 30 yards. Yeah, I can do that. And you gave up a touchdown right before.
Who's the better quarterback right now? Is it Bryce Young or Trevor Lawrence? I feel like
Trevor
they're
Lawrence.
You think he's better? All right.
Under Liam Cohen. Yeah. These last 8 games, with that run they went on, he's played really good football. And of course, it takes a while to get the system down. So I would say moving forward, I'm very, if I'm in that division, I look at the Jags as, that's a force to be reckoned with moving forward. They're going to get better. That roster was not great, but they're going to get a lot better. And with continuity with that offensive system, because of course your play caller's not going anywhere, they're going to get a lot better. And I would fear them. In fact, I want to tell Liam Cohen something right now. You keep your head up, young man. You keep your head up. You've done a fine job. And Duval, by the way.
God, what an idiot. Look, and I also want to.
You played the Duval card. I was like, okay, come on.
So stupid. I also want to address this because we haven't talked about it. The Ben Johnson behavior after the Chicago win over the Packers.
Oh, in the locker room? Yeah.
Inexcusable. He should be fined from the NFL for that.
For what?
For what he said. You don't say that.
What did he say? Well, I didn't see the whole thing. What did he say?
He was running around number one. I hate head coaches that run around like an idiot in the locker room. I'm looking at you, Liam Cohen.
I love it.
Jumping around with your play. No, you are a coach. You are a person of authority. You are not a freaking player. It's okay to celebrate, but be authoritative. Don't act like a moron, dog.
I love it.
No, him walking around yelling F the Packers, but he wasn't saying F. Repeatedly on camera. F the Pack. You don't do that and still be a respectable head coach.
That seems a little over the top.
And did you see what he did in the handshake?
Oh yeah. But that's because that was done to him last time.
Doesn't matter. Be the bigger man.
I'd be the bigger man.
That whole thing tells me a lot about Ben Johnson.
I agree.
And I don't think he's long in the league acting like that.
Listen, after 4 years of Todd Bowles, I ain't going to complain about my coach showing a bunch of emotion and getting fired up with the players.
I get it. I just had a massive problem with that. And you know what? The Bears are this year's Commanders last year.
You know what? And Bears, I'll give you some leeway. If my coach is going to go out there and say F if it's my chief rival and long traditional rival like that, and I just beat him I'm going to give you some leeway there. I'm going to in fact, as a fan, you don't think I would love to see Todd Bowles running up and down that thing saying F the Saints? Yeah, I would. I'd love to see that. But I'd love to see it. Bell says, JP, you definitely one of the best local guys. You have a natural ability with us. I definitely think so. Tim and JP, the way you mesh together, it makes it very natural. 100.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, Bell.
Appreciate
and
that.
since this is not a press conference after a game, you're welcome to come on here and say nice things.
Absolutely.
I can hear people go, oh, but that's okay for them to say nice things about you, but not to Liam Cohen.
Yeah,
right?
Because we're a talk show.
We're a dog show. All right. We're not doing a press conference. Time and place, people. Yeah. Again, I never had a problem with Colin Kaepernick protesting, but before the game, on the field, in uniform, representing the NFL and the 49ers
During the
and everybody
national
else?
anthem of all
During the
things.
national anthem? No. Time and place. Time and place, folks. And again, wasn't the craziest, worst thing that ever happened in the world. We'll survive it. But people, I get it.
And had he been a better quarterback in the NFL, he might still have a job.
Had he wanted to play in the NFL.
I think he wanted to play. He didn't
want to play.
Just wasn't any good.
disagree.
He didn't he get
I'd say
replaced
both of those
by.
things are true.
Who did he get replaced in San Francisco by? It was some spare. I forgot. I'll have to go look it up.
I forget.
Somebody who's again not in the league either.
Yeah. The Big O is here.
Brother.
We're doing a Big O show. Hold on, let me get it. I got to get your camera up here too. But you could talk.
No, I can just talk, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, I got to get your camera up.
I haven't talked to Hamm since last year.
Has it been that long?
This is last year, bro. It's been since
it's been
last
2
year.
weeks. By the way, Blaine Gabbert replaced Colin Kaepernick at quarterback as a coach's choice back in the day. How bad was Colin Kaepernick to get replaced by Blaine Gabbert?
Wow.
Bad.
Yeah.
And he was bad at that particular time. What's up, partner? How are you?
I'm good, man. Listen, this is the week. Hamm can't criticize my Canes. You can't even criticize my, University of Indiana because
you're not pulling for the Canes, man. I'm a Canes fan.
Well,
right now.
I'm covered, bro, because 7 people are from my high school in that whole thing. 7.
7 people from high school?
7.
Columbus?
The head coach Mario Cristobal, the assistant coach, the 2 Mendozas, and 3 other players on UM went to Columbus. So Miami is celebrating right now. It's just crazy. And
I didn't know you were on that team or in that school.
Miami Christopher Columbus High, baby.
With
Adelante.
Mendoza and Cristobal, huh? Nice.
Yes. And when they say that our phrase forever has been adelante, which means in Spanish, move forward. So that's when you hear Mendoza always yell adelante, and so is Cristobal is always saying adelante. That's our
Is that a private school?
It's a private. It's like a Jesuit here in Tampa.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
It's an all boys Catholic school. Marist, while Jesuits is a
Jesuit school.
A Jesuit school,
Yeah.
correct. So it's funny because before you go, I was thinking of like back in when was the convicts and Catholics game? Late 90s?
88.
88, yeah.
Was it that long
Yeah.
ago?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
And so I have a new nickname for that for this game. It's not the convicts and Catholics. It's the juvenile delinquents and the grown ass men.
Okay. All right.
Juvenile delinquents because they're not criminals now at UM. They're just
So like with Mendoza being from
Miami.
Who you root?
In fact,
who does
to
the Christopher
point,
Columbus alumni root for?
Listen to this tie. Mendoza's father played football with Mario Cristobal in high school.
In high school, yeah.
Yeah, they were friends in high school.
They were
on the
teammates.
same team.
So
Yeah.
how did you end up with Carson Beck over Mendoza?
Oh, Nelly. Yeah,
Mendoza was a 3-star. That's why.
could have jumped.
Yeah, they were both in the transfer portal.
They were both in the transfer.
Well,
portal.
I'm sure Mario would rather have had Mendoza than Carson.
I don't
Beck.
think anybody wanted Mendoza.
I
was
don't
a
think he was
3-star.
that. Yeah. I mean, he winged it in Cal, but I guess
they thought Beck was better.
For a system, of trying to kind of
Well, they weren't wrong.
to try to
They
be
won the
a
national championship.
control system, but it ends up being the Mendoza's as when you think of Beck, you think of don't throw interceptions and can control the game. Mendoza's doing all that, so go figure. But they are older.
It's going to be a hell of a game.
It's going to be a heck of a game, I think, and the atmosphere because of the fact that we know here. We had a Super Bowl with a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
So it's the excitement, doubles or quadruples.
I still think there'll be more Indiana fans.
What are you talking about? Holy cow.
In
I don't
Miami
even know.
Stadium?
They might not allow them in the stadium. It's like they might go like, let me see your, oh no, yeah, you're not in,
I don't know. We'll see.
What?
It's going to be mostly
You're being honest. You're
It's going
being
to be mostly
serious.
corporate anyway. It's
Dude.
just like the Super Bowl. They're the most of the tickets go to the corporates.
JP
I mean,
Michael
obviously
LaRue
the-
makes a really good point here. Mendoza can't be that good. He lost to a 2-win FSU team last year.
Wow.
He did. Although they, I remember that game.
Oh, they did.
They got,
beat
but
Cal?
but I think they doubled FSU in yards. They were in the red zone like 6 times, and he had a lot of bad luck. He made some bad throws, but he had a lot of bad guys were fumbling the ball.
Okay.
Like we had no business winning that game.
Really?
Yeah, like any other game that year. We had no business winning it. Yeah, it wasn't all on him. It wasn't all on him. It was a lot of
good call on that one though.
Yeah, but it's true. That's probably why you didn't go. They probably looked at that tape and said, "You can't beat FSU." Carson Beck, come on down. Come on down.
Holy cow!
All right, so we're going to do a Big O show. We'll probably start here in about 10, 15 minutes as soon as Tim gets everything squared away. So what are we going to be talking
We're talking about? Listen, what's going on in the AL East? Obviously, a couple of big deals already just happened. Bregman signing with Chicago kind of just shifts the paradigm of what's going on, what Boston's going to do. Yankees have done nothing, which is crazy.
Right.
Nothing. I mean, they have not added a major player.
But there's still a lot of big boys out there.
There's still a lot of big boys out there, and they still have a lot of big money. So we'll talk Bellinger. We'll talk, anything that has to do with
Where's
the Rays.
Kyle Tucker going?
Kyle Tucker is hanging pat, man. And right now, is Toronto, Dodgers, Mets is what it's looking like. With the Yankees still
Go Mets
lingering around. I have this feeling that Toronto is going to jump on that.
That'll be weird if Tucker basically replaces Alonso, his playing high school teammate.
That would be weird. Talk about high school connections.
Yeah.
And then, the other one that's still lingering, which is weird, is Bo Bichette, So where's Bo going to go? But all these have a direct tie to the AL East and what happens. The Suarez go over now to Boston to play third base. There's a lot of ifs that we can discuss and a lot of angles. And, and for us here, it's all about the AL East and what the shuffling is. So, we'll break down the 5 teams, what they've done up to now. And that's, what we're going to be looking at.
All right. Big O show coming.
Big O real quick. Since I'm not ever invited to be on your show to ask.
That's not from me, buddy. That's not from me. No,
Listen, I got an appointment today. You guys want to do the show together?
Look to the left, man. He's a leftist.
Hey, I just wanted your quick thoughts on Skip Schumacher taking over a very young and depleted Stars Rangers team for 2026.
I love that pick. I really do. I think that Skip Schumacher is a guy that he already had shown a little bit that he could be a leader. And I think this is good for the Texas Rangers. And he's a guy that could stay there for a long time. So you kind of need that stability, but he's also fiery. So we already know how, when you're not have that fire, how it can affect, some teams, the Bucs.
Yeah,
anyway,
Todd Bowles never escapes.
Even if Texas Rangers,
even when we're talking baseball, Todd Bowles comes in the
out of the left hook, out of nowhere. He takes it. I thought we were talking about baseball here, man.
Baseball, man.
Come on, dog.
I don't need.
It's got to come with the sweep.
Drop your savage blow right there. Anyway, so you're good, man. I think you're really good.
No, and the direction the Rangers are going, they're a very, very young team. They're sort of dumping their stars and they're older guys. Yeah. Bruce Bochy was never a developer of talent. He was the guy that took the talent and got you where you wanted to go. But with the influx of young players, Bochy was no longer the guy. Plus, he's 147 years old and he's done managing.
Yeah.
Skip Schumacher to me is the guy that can develop these young guys and get to where you want to go. So I loved the hire.
For the long term.
And
I agree with you 100%. No, you should be excited, but we're still going to spank you over here when they come back.
That's fine. I may be there. You never know.
I hope to God. Yeah.
Well, after you set up the show today, jump on in there.
Come in, bro. You know what happens a lot of times? You finish this show, and I know it's hard to work with JP sometimes, so it's probably exhausting. So, when you finish and then we get into our show and go, oh, maybe, Hamon might say something, and then it's crickets. You're out
nowhere
the door.
to be found.
Well, it's because I got like 8 other shows I have to do today. So it's tough, man, to spread myself around like that.
He's got to go to the bar and have lunch. Have that liquid lunch right after this.
I just do that here, JP.
Big O show coming up here in just a few minutes. So jump aboard.
You're the best. Timmy Hamon.
See you, Big O.
Thanks,
by the way, programming note, former USF coach, former Texas head coach, former Bucs defensive line coach, Charlie Strong will join us tomorrow.
Nice.
At 11:30.
Big fan of Charlie Strong.
Well, he may be joining us here at FanStream Sports.
That's
How about that?
Makes a lot of sense.
Add him to the roster.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, love that. Absolutely. So he will join us tomorrow at 11:30. We will see you then, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.